All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Akakodash. All right, double honors to the elder apostles. Honors and salutation to you, Akim, who's laboring and all true sincerity. Shalom to the women of Israel that believe. All right, Shalom. Today is May 16th, 2021. And I guess we'll go right into prophecy, you know. It's our main job. Out here, prophesy, meaning to tell before, all right, of the coming events, which are plagues, judgments, all right, and destruction, war and evil that's coming to this planet Earth. All right, because the Heavenly Father is getting ready to judge people, all right, that dwell upon the earth. All right. So, with that being said, I'm gonna jump right into prophecy. I'm gonna open up with this. This is the book of turn to it slightly. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 1. And it reads, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Right. So that's what we're doing. All right. All you laborers out there, all you men of Israel that are or have received this knowledge. All right. First and foremost. All right. All you sincere brothers, right? That's laboring. We're standing upon our watch. Okay. So in other words, just like Habakkuk, we're standing upon our watch because we're the same. All right. And when I say we're the same, we're watchmen. In other words, Habakkuk was a watchman. Okay. Now let me get this real quick. Hold on, got a precept that links me with that. You know, he said, set me upon the tower, right? Now, in ancient times, what that meant was we had a watchman that would actually set up on the tower of the city gates. And he would watch for incoming and outgoing traffic, all right? Meaning, or pedestrians, all right? Which is a part of the traffic, right? People going out of the city, coming in the city. Especially when it's concerning danger. Okay? One second. Ezekiel 3 and 17. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. Right? So, again, all right, the Most High Heavenly Father has made us watchmen unto the house of Israel. All right? We watch to see what's potential danger. All right, for our people, because Israel is a people before it's a place. All right, see, Israel is not in the land of Israel. Why I say that? I mean, you have a few of our people, very few among our people going to the curses. You know, we're scattered or the Most High Heavenly Father was going to scatter us among all nations, right? Deuteronomy 28:64, right? So you have Israelites among all nations, right? I'm not denying that, but the overall majority, the vast majority of us Israelites, were not in the land. All right. The main bulk of us is over here in the Western Hemisphere. All right, North, Central, South America, and over in all countries throughout the other side of the earth, man, throughout the earth. So, like I said, the main bulk was not in there. So Israel is mainly scattered. All right, for the most part, we're scattered. We're scattered because of the different captivities. Okay, the disbursement of the nation of Israel is vast. Right. So we're supposed to give them warning from the Most High Heavenly Father. That's another one I want to bring out. I mean, really, I don't gotta read that one. I was gonna read it, but it goes into something else. It don't go to subjects and stuff. I thought I had seen another one though. But anyways, back in Habakkuk. Back in Habakkuk 2, it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what shall I answer when I am reproved. And the Lord, Yahweh shall answer me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. So the vision is what? What the prophets of old seen, right? The prophets of old seen the vision, right? And they written in paper or scrolls, right? Animal skins, what happened? Still was written down, all right? Now I gotta bring out another precept that goes right with that. All right, the vision is a prophecy that the prophets of old seen. And now we understand the prophecies that the prophets of old seen, we're able to break them down with the Spirit's power, Yahweh Shai, all right, setting up his men to cause us to understand prophecy, right? 2 Ezra 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written, in paper, for they are faithful and true. So, yeah, that's why we have what you call what? Bible. All right? These are the visions right here. They're all recorded right here. All right? Go into the visions, which are prophecies, break it down, make it plain to the people of Israel. All right? Which is the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, right? And even the other nations. It's going back to what the Most High told Jeremiah. He said, I made you a prophet. Let's read it. We can read it. Let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. All right, plural. All right, so we not only prophesy to the nation of Israel, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American people, those are the bywords or the by names we call, right? We also tell the people nations who they are, their judgments as well, all right, and their future, all right. We tell them their judgment is coming for them, and their future, okay? Because part of prophecy, all right, is telling events, like I said before, telling events or telling something that's going to happen before it happens. You know, like for instance, all right, you so-called white people which are the Edomites. The Bible deal with your elites on down, chief tribe, which is Amalek, which are the so-called Jews. They call themselves Jewish or Israelis. All right, they're the chief tribe of the house of Esau, right? From the top chief tribe on down to the lowest Edomite, all y'all going to slavery. All right, that is a fact. That is prophetic. That's a prophetic event that's going to actually take place. Right? It's like the Lord told Moses to tell us, all right, that we were going to go into slavery, captivity. And also, most notable, the prophetic curses, all right, that our people were going to slavery by ships. Didn't that happen? All right? And that happened roughly 35, a little over 3,500 years ago, you know? So that actually took place. All right? Back in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed, it's like, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Yeah. The vision is for an appointed time. That appointed time is happening now. All right, the children of Israel waking up. All right. Drop bones, right? God is the drop bones, right? The vision that Ezekiel, the prophet Ezekiel had to see. We were those drop bones, all right? But we stand up on our feet, right? And also goes that prophecy. It goes into the sign too. All right, the reason why we have the sign out at camp when we out teaching. All right, 12 tribe chart. All right, so you can identify what tribe you come from. All right, so the spirit power of Yahweh Shalom Shai. All right, so join Judah to one stick, the southern kingdom, take Ephraim, stick, take Ephraim and his companions, which are the rest of the northern tribes, right? All right, bind us all up together on one stick. Meaning what? The whole nation together, so you can identify them. Because we are Israelites, as far as so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. Those that descend from them by the line of our fathers, right? The pedigree, right? The bloodline, right? We make up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. All right? There was a point in time where basically what Ezekiel seen was that the nation of Israel was a spiritual dead state. All right? Because the Most High showed them these things, right? And the Most High showed them how He's going to wake us up. All right? And then we stand up on our feet. All right? And seek our power. And that happened. That actually happened. And that's why we are here still to this very day. From the men of the Lord, they've been doing it for many years. They're still alive. You know, some passed away back into the spirit world, right? Even on down to us young brothers, you know, that have been laboring, you know. We've been laboring and we continue to labor, we continue to labor out of faith, all right? Because the Most High Heavenly Father, how about Shalom Shai, have given us the gift of faith. All right, this is the lesson. All right, that's the Lord. That's one of the ways the Lord is showing us mercy by giving us His knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Okay. All right, so y'all get that from time to time. Blowing the horn. Blowing the horns. We grab something real quick. I wrote down some precepts. Bear me 1 second. I got wrote down some precepts actually. I just had them. Slocky. There we go. Alright, Slocky. I wrote down some precepts. I put them. I thought I put them in my pocket, but I obviously didn't. I must have set them on my seat. So hold on. Wait a second. All right, let's get into prophecy. We're going to go to the book of Matthew 24. Prophetic signs that Yahweh Shah gave, right? We're going to get into some of that as well. You know, we're going to go into it. Let's go Matthew 24. The book of Matthew, chapter 24. I got a large red letter word, so sometimes the chapter ain't as small as it is. So all right, here we go. Matthew 24, beginning at verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And Yahweh Shah answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. But ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And as a result, you see all these wars going on. All right, Myanmar and African country right beside it. Anyways, Myanmar is at war with I forget the name. It slips my mind. You can go on the news and see it, man, or even on Google, man. You can see it. Matter of fact, let's get that. I watch it because I watch the news. I watch the news consistently, you know. It's an important part. And watch it. I've been watching it. Type it in. So Myanmar is they've been having wars with India along that border. All right, and basically it wasn't on a major scale, like with bombs and all that. But you had certain. I I'm gonna say bombs. I'm talking about like those missiles. There's no missiles flying, right? But they had a war. It was a quiet war. It's still going on to this day. You got something going on in Sri Lanka. You have the Israelis versus the Palestinians. All right. You have Saudi Arabia. It's not really a war with Saudi Arabia. Yemen, it's just Saudi Arabia is pretty much trying to end the Yemeni people entirely. All right. Which is sponsored by America. All right. So-called America, which is Babylon the Great. All right. America sponsors that war. You know why? I'm gonna tell you how they sponsor that war. The U.S. Government, all right, they sell billions on billions of dollars worth of arms to Saudi Arabia. And it has been increasing since they've been calling themselves trying to destroy Yemen. All right, a small country, it's a really small country, and they've been bombing Yemen for years. And the international community or international law, which is bullshit, right? It don't do anything. You know, right? It don't do nothing to Esau when he goes throughout the earth and bomb these different lands, right? Or destroy these different countries, right? Countries like Libya, Iraq, and all that, right? International law is just basically, it's like the Constitution within the U.S. It's just there on paper. And they'll use it against whoever Esau going to use against whom he ever going to use, or whom he would use it against, you know? He ain't going to hold himself to that same international law. All right? Kind of like I was watching it earlier when I woke up. Right? They was giving an interview of the Russian president, all right, the Russian Elamite president, Vladimir Putin. And he was actually talking about that, right? The fact that Democratic elected leaders are overthrown by the U.S. and they ignore international law. All right, and all these unjustified wars. He was saying all these wars that the U.S. and NATO have been in are unjustifiable. All right, and they just totally destroys the land. And Naaman's word, you know, basically, sum it all in a nutshell, he was like, they're always destroying these different countries. The countries, he was like, they all right once the internal problem they're having is solved among the people, but when the U.S. and NATO go in there, next thing you know, there goes the country. And that's true. All right, that's true. All right. The U.S. spearheads NATO's military campaigns, all right? That's a fact. All right, the U.S. Once they declare someone an enemy, well, that's when they seek means to how they're going to destroy you and take you out. And not all of them, but most of them leaders that was democratically elected, they usually murder or overthrow them, murder, like Gaddafi, Saddam, Hugo Chavez, all right? And let's go on, okay? And even the ones they couldn't overthrow, it's like, you know? What? It's not young. That's all I know. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, when they can't overthrow you though, they try to assassinate you by any means. You know, look at Fidel Castro. All right, look how many decades they tried to assassinate Fidel Castro. All right, and covertly or secretly, I'll use the word that's plain, right? Secretly, they're overthrowing Raul Castro. That's why he stepped down. All right, that's why he stepped down because Raul Castro know that their goal is to overthrow him. They got Fidel passed away, right? So he out of the way. So what they looking to do? To overthrow his brother. You know why? His brother been by his side the whole time. And he's the younger brother of the two. And he carry out the same ideas that Fidel Castro put into place within Cuba. Down that's the tribe of Manasseh. All right, you so-called Cubans, all right? Tribe of Manasseh, you Israelites, all right? And when you look into Cuba, all right, the fact that they can overthrow Cuba, even when that the missile crisis came about, because Russia, Russia was basically doing business with Cuba, right? They were supporting Cuba, all right, going against their, the Russian Edomites was going against their American Edomite counterparts, all right. So they had a disdain for Russia, and the Cuban Missile Crisis, it almost boiled over. All right, people were scared because of the threat of nuclear war, right? So Raul Castro, all right, Raul Castro still having those ideas, and I think they still have those missiles for the most part. So the U.S. takes it as a threat because once America declares you an enemy or whatever, bad leader, whatever, if you put your arms down, they're gonna overthrow you. And Vladimir Putin was actually saying that in an interview I was watching earlier. How the video keep rolling over when you're watching news on YouTube. I usually watch a live stream, but I was watching a particular segment, right? A show, right? A financial show. And the next video came on was an interview of Vladimir Putin. And it actually was an older interview. I think it was like 2019, a couple years back. All right, but the interview was just really just prevalent to what's going on. In other words, that's how America gets down. All right, America and the U.S. bump heads because the U.S. want to destroy everything on behalf of those Israelis, those fake Jews, right? So they'll start any war throughout the Middle East. All right, the U.S. is controlled by those Amalekites. All right, everywhere you look into the political, when you look into the political spectrum of all the politicians that whether they're in Washington or your local state government, they got Edomites around. All right, they got a gang of Edomites on high, right? The Amalekite Edomites, tribe of Amalek, right? The so-called Jews. They're all around. All right, and they basically instructing them what to do. You see a president get into the U.S. office, he got these ideas, he's gonna do this, do that, the third, right? And they're not able to do it. You know why? They gotta do whatever the script says. The script is passed down from those Amalekites, so-called Jews. All right. Oh, the rumors of wars, China. All right, they're trying to. But the U.S. trying to demonize China right now to start a war with them because the economic threat that China poses. All right, just like Germany. Back in the day, they was part of the 10 heads, right? Going to the prophecy about the 10 heads, right? Or the 10 horns, right? But anyways, Germany was an economic threat, all right? More than anything to the U.S. the world because Hitler was thriving off of that German engineering from military on down. All right, they was advanced. They was taking over countries rapidly because of their engineering capabilities, with machinery, with metals, making different types of weaponry. All right, and that's the reason why Russia has the advancement in weaponry they have today. All right, because a lot of them German scientists went up to Russia. All right, now let's figure out some more precepts though. This where I'm at here. Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in different places. Yeah, that's going on. You got those old kingdoms, the old kingdoms stood, they're rising up against each other, right? Pestilence going on, this pandemic, all right, famine. You got a famine going on right before our very eyes, even right here in America. Just haven't hit hard yet. This is Ezekiel. Ezekiel 28:8. It says, that's wrong. It's not this wrong. Precept wrong. It's lucky. Wrong precept. This is This is Ezekiel 12:24. It says, well, I start tweeting. Tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord power.